Going to do, this is the geodesic dome greenhouse. We've just finished putting on the outside covering, and I wanted to show that. As you can see from the door, we put on this triangular piece right there, and another triangular piece there, and on that side. And this formed a nice sealed roof. And then a really tricky one was to do this piece in here where we had to cut. We had just a right angle here, but we had to cut along this angle and then have a piece that inserted in there and came down all the way down to here and then cut across here. That was a little bit tricky to do. We used a piece of cardboard to get that right. And this was just a triangle there and a square. And this bottom piece, it wasn't so bad, but it took a lot of cutting and recutting. So we made a piece that came straight down and then straight across to the bottom and then straight, and then that's a right angle and that's a right angle. And then we butted it up and see where it's touching, and we kind of cut out little spots where we wanted to get it to fit until it pushed up against there. And then we were able to caulk all the joints and foam in the big gaps. And then we went around there. We already had all these panels on and painted those. And we used some kind of oil-based paint as a primer, actually, for outdoor painting. So we'll do another coat on that and cover these bottom pieces with the same kind of paint. And then it'll be like a oil-based sealed on top of that OSB wood. And then if we want to cover that with another layer of acrylic or something, it'll have a good base underneath it. And so just walking around, you can see, these don't really line up well. It takes a lot of caulk to fill these gaps, but that's how these domes come together. It takes a lot of caulk. And then on the front, as you can see, we have plastic. This was one sheet of plastic I special ordered from a greenhouse company online. And we just took it from here and threw it over the top and then folded it out down along the side. And it was just the right, if you know how to calculate your circumference and everything, I just took half the circumference of a circle for length and a quarter of a circumference for width. And then I buttoned the top down with these boards. It's just a 1x2 with some primer on it, and screwed them in. I stretched the plastic tight, screwed them in, and then I put down the front the rest of my boards. And you'll do like one or two on the top, one or two here, one here, one or two here, and then you'll start to pull that plastic around, and you'll get bunches of plastic that's excess. And then I went and so in here you got a little bit of creasing, but then I cut right in there. I don't know if you can see the slit, but I cut, and you overlap them so that the higher one is sitting on top and the lower one is wrapped underneath, and then the water will shed off. And then you keep coming around, and then you'll get a whole big wad over here, and I just cut along that one also and pulled them tight and got a real nice cover on there. And then I trimmed the excess, and this is what we're left with, a nice big dome with plastic cover and wooden siding. When the temperature is warm enough, we will paint the rest of that wood. Get it nice and water resistant and weather resistant and UV resistant. And as you can see, this way is to the south. And so the sun, it sets over here behind me. It'll be sending light in this window. And then in the middle of the day, it'll be sending light in this window. And then in the morning on the other side. And these big wooden panels don't transmit any light. And they're there for a reason. As we go inside here, you'll see I put the door on and I added this little 1x2 stop with some kind of weather stripping. I ran out, but anyway, you'll get some kind of stuff on there to keep your door sealed tight. And then, I did a lot of foam along there. I'll have to trim the excess, but for now you can see how we sealed it really good. These were the biggest gaps, and that's why there's so much foam. Now I went underneath my dome with foam all the way around. And there were little gaps in there too. And then, as you can see, these wooden panels kind of cover up to the top here. And this is a good tip if you want to find out how to face your dome for the optimal sunlight conditions. You can see how this window is. And this is the furthest point out where you have your sun. So the sun will rise over there and then go across, kind of like that. And then these will be covered with reflective panels, reflective insulating panels, and that will give me some more heat, more light trapped. And then we'll put some kind of thermal mass in here. This will be like a fish tank or something. And then as far as facing your dome, as you can see, there's the top here, right? That's the top. So you've got this pentagon here, and due south is this line. And then your panels will work out for using the least amount of wood and material and getting the maximum amount of light in there. If it were rotated just a little bit, this would block the sun or have to be removed. And we just, by happy circumstance, got it worked out like that. So here's the greenhouse, the inside, and you can kind of see with the door open and the dome on what it's like. And it's pretty much finished.